Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It has been a while since we've done a toy review, so I thought let's go ahead and take a look at a couple of the newer Masters of the Universe Origins figures. These are the He-Man and Skeletor based on the 2000X series. It's a fairly recent release. I'm a little behind on some of the newer ones. But I pick them up as I can, and I will share them with you as I get them. I like the He-Man. Actually, he's pretty cool looking sculpt. Kind of interesting that his ears are exposed. He's not covered up with that goofy bob haircut like on the vintage. I always liked the 2000X series. And this is a pretty good likeness to that version of the character, but still keeping the vintage 5.5-inch figure build. I like it. And he comes with the sword and the axe and the shield. The Skeletor, on the other hand, I'm not really a big fan of. I think it has to do with the way the hood comes under his chin there. And I know what they're doing. I mean, I understand that they're basing it on the 2000X show, but there's something just a little off about it to me. But other than that, it's a pretty cool looking sculpt. I like that you're getting the bare foot, unpainted. I like the new skirt. I don't know what you ever want to call that thing. And then you got some different deco, like the shoulder pads are actually black. That's kind of cool. So we will get into these and get a closer look. So let's start with He-Man. We'll put Skeletor off to the side, and we will go ahead and get him out of the package. So let's see here. We'll do like we do all the others. We'll just grab from the top. Stick my thumb in there. Boom, pop it out. And there's our new comic, The Horrors of Pighead. And then we got Sunman on there. That's cool. Kind of flip through that. Always like the artwork on these. Surprising amount of work put into just a little extra item thrown in with the figure. And of course, we always get these little sheets that show us basically a diagram of the figure and the parts that are removable. Those are neat. I like to hold on to those. Alright, let's take a look at He-Man here. We'll pop him out. And let's see, does he have? He does have some pieces holding him in, so let me get a blade here to cut that out. Yeah, so he's got him around his foot. And he does have some around his elbows too. There we go. Get all that stuff off there. I hate those things. Alright, so now we have He-Man free from the confines of his little plastic prison. And we're going to take a look at the accessories that came with him. So, he gets this ridiculously oversized axe, which is accurate to the series. All the weapons were very oversized. I will say that the sword is kind of small in comparison. They kept it in line with the size of your vintage sword, but gave it the deco or the design of the original. I do like the silver gauntlets, and I like the harness, and this is a completely new sculpt here. That's cool. That That's definitely an upgrade, because they could have easily just painted that silver and not added that in. Yeah, I like it. Feels pretty solid. I mean, it's your standard Origins figure. Nice. Let's take a look at the shield. So the shield, I will say, is very, very thin plastic. I don't think this is even... I don't think that's even the same quality as some of the other releases we've had. It actually feels very, very flimsy. Alright, so I'm going to adjust the camera here. Bear with me. Alright, so change the camera angle a little bit because I think that some of the stuff I was just recording was really out of focus. So let's kind of run back through some of this. I was talking about this shield. This thing is super thin. This is it's kind of lame compared to the other shields we've got in the line. And like I was saying earlier, that sword is kind of small. It should have been a little bit larger. And it's just really hard to get this thing to... Harness comes off. Looks like that'd be fairly easy. Now, it is a pliable rubber. It's not hard plastic. So it looks like it's, yeah. It's not going to be the easiest to snap back in place. Yeah, so let's get a better look at this here. We're going to pop him apart. Let's pop the head off. All right. So, as you can see, this is just rubber. And if you look at the way this thing is designed, that does not want to stay in place. So that's going to be an issue for some of you, trying to get that to stay together. So my recommendation is, unless you're just wanting to change things up, I don't think I would take that off very much, because that's not the easiest to snap back in place. All right. I don't know. What do you think? I think it's a pretty good He-Man. I like all the variants that we've been getting. And now they've already announced the Snake Armor He-Man for the 2000X series, which is pretty freaking cool looking. That Snake Armor Skeletor thing is pretty wild too. So I like that we're getting all these different variations. I mean, we've already gotten the... we've got our Battle Armor He-Man. We've got the Flying Fist He-Man. They've got the Thunder Punch He-Man coming. So all the different variants. Anti-Eternia He-Man. And the really cool one that they've announced is the Skeletor, which I really want that. Because if you read the Multiverse storyline, it's fantastic. Watch the video I've got up on Anti-Eternia He-Man. I go into that quite a bit. Yeah, so let's set He-Man off to the side here with his accessories, and we'll dig into Skeletor a little bit. So one of the things I didn't really go over earlier, and I think it's worth taking a look at real quick, the back of the package for our He-Man. Let me adjust this here. God, it feels like it's been so long since I've did a review. I'm very rusty. I apologize. All right, so it says on his 16th birthday, Prince Adam accepted the mantle of He-Man, drawing on the power of King Grayskull. So this is the 2000X storytelling. And then we've got really cool artwork on the back. And then we got our cross cell. I really love the Montana. I'm going to get that one pretty soon. Yeah, so cool. All right, so that's that. And Skeletor, we'll look at the back of his. Let's see. After 16 years, Skeletor broke down the mystic. After 16 years, Skeletor broke down the mystic wall and sought revenge on those who imprisoned him. Interesting. As you can see, the artwork and then the cross-sell art, same as on the He-Man figure. Alright, so let's open up Skeletor and get some hands-on with him real quick. As always, grab from the top. Try to preserve the card backs as much as possible. And again, we have the same comic that came with our He-Man. And our little diagram for Skeletor. Nice. So we'll move this stuff out of the way. Alright, so Skeletor. Yeah, I like the design. Other than the head. And we've got alright, so he's just held in at the arms. He doesn't have any around his feet, which is good. See if I can get his legs adjusted where he can stand. I will say his feet feel a little weird. They don't feel like they're flat on the bottom enough for him to stand very well. No, they're flat. They have just kind of a weird. And it probably has to do with these new sculpted, this leg armor or ankle armor. And of course that pivot at the foot, which if you've watched my other videos, I'd really, really hate that pivot at the foot on these figures particularly. Yeah, that's nice. But again, the feet are going to make this guy a little hard to stand. I don't understand why. You can see at the bend at the knee, you lose a lot of, posability, and it affects the pivot on the foot. Very strange. Okay, do we get it? Alright, so he's standing now. Let's get in closer here with the camera. Alright, so we'll set He-Man off to the side. Let Skeletor have the main stage here. So, of course, Skeletor comes with his Havoc staff. Because you can't have Skeletor without a Havoc staff. And his version of the sword, which, man, that's really gnarly looking. I like it. It's so different. The armor and stuff on this figure is so nice. I really love this. I just wish that the ankle armor didn't affect his feet as much as it does. But that's a nice figure. And, even my dislike for this head sculpt, mainly this piece of the head covering, his hood that goes under his chin, I can get past that because it is a nice figure overall. Really like that dark purple that they have on it. Very cool. Now, one thing I didn't show on He-Man, on his back with that harness, he does have a place to put his sword. So that's nice. Let's get him all decked out with his accessories. Yeah, so there you have it. There's our He-Man and our Skeletor from the 2000X series, released for the Origins line. Yeah, those are nice. What do you guys think? Have you picked these up for your collection yet? Do you prefer them over some of the other versions that we've had released? I think I like them. I think I actually probably like this He-Man better than that very first Origins He-Man that had that weird head sculpt. I think I prefer this one. I may even prefer this one over the vintage style head sculpt. I mean, you still got the vintage face, but I like the hair a lot better. So why don't I grab our Origins He-Man and Skeletor, our first releases, and let's do a few little swaps and see what it looks like. All right, so let's take a look at. We'll first compare our Skeletors. Now, this is a. This is the surprised Skeletor. The oh my god, Skeletor! Look at that. So stupid. And you can really tell the coloring difference. This is where it really stands out, because at first glance you're like, oh, that's just Skeletor. But you don't realize how dark the coloring is on this one until you see the standard release. I'm not a huge fan of that head. I'll usually swap it out and put the one from the Battle Armor Skeletor where he has the kind of like a grin. I usually use that one. But I hate this open mouth head. But it's fun to laugh at occasionally. Alright, so yeah, you can just to give you an idea of the difference. And like I was saying earlier, I really like the open foot. Open foot, that's stupid. The unbooted foot, unpainted foot versus this. I wish they would have gave us this one with feet like that. Alright, so let's put them off to the side here. And then as far as our He-Man is concerned, we'll bring in our standard He-Man release. And I mean, coloring wise, skin tones fairly close. You know, and it's basically just, as far as like boots and everything, is just a repaint of this one. We just got that new belt and a new harness and weapons. So let's take a look at what this head will look like on our standard He-Man. And oddly, it looks just fine. But it feels a little looser than the other heads. Huh. And we'll swap and put our vintage on the 2000X. Which, again, looks totally fine. Looks like it would work just fine. They could have released this figure just like this and people would have bought it. Just because of the different armor. So I give Mattel a little bit of props there for at least giving us a new head sculpt. Unfortunately, swapping the Skeletor heads is not going to be as easy because of the coloring difference. Now you could take the Keldor figure. If you have the Rise of Evil 2-pack Keldor and Cronus, you could probably swap out some of the parts with it because it has that darker coloring on it. But I do like the lighter blue. I would have liked to have a regular Skeletor in that lighter blue. So there's a lot of customizing you could do here, swapping these around. I'm not going to pull all these apart because we're talking feet. Everything had to be changed around. But you could do it. It could be fun. All right, guys. So that's all I'm going to do today. I just wanted to run through those two new figures, newer figures. Like I said, I'm running some figures behind here. All right, so that's going to be it for me today. I appreciate you guys sticking around. And for all the new subscribers, I know a lot of people have started subscribing and watched the vintage toy commercial videos that I've put up. And it's interesting because I started the channel doing these reviews. I got backed up with work and was unable to put together some toy reviews. Just didn't have time to actually film anything. So I'd been collecting a lot of the vintage toy commercials, so I threw together some compilations, and boom, I got a lot of views on those. And so if you subscribed because of those videos, thank you. If you're wondering what the heck is going on, where's the commercials at? Why is this guy doing toy reviews? Well, this is what we started with. So I apologize. There'll be more videos like that. But I encourage you to go back and look through some of my old videos and look how far we've come with reviewing things. I've went through a lot of Masters of the Universe stuff. So if you're really into Masters of the Universe, go back and look at some of the older videos because there's a lot on here. I do a lot of stuff on the Netflix series, and I've got a video on the Kenner Superpowers. At some point, I'm going to get into the classified stuff. I've did a couple of videos. I have a ton of the G.I. Joe classified figures. I'm just have an issue with Hasbro in general, and I just haven't wanted to talk about them much. But I do have a lot of those figures, and I'll probably be getting some more. So look for that. And yeah, that's going to be it. So hey, I appreciate you guys sticking around. If this is your first time seeing one of my videos with toys and not just a commercial compilation, thanks. Thanks for watching this. I really do appreciate it. Hit the like button. If you haven't already subscribed, subscribe. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about these figures right here. And I appreciate it. You guys have a great day, and I'll see you next time.